It's us.
Us? You mean you and me?
Yeah, that's what us means. Yeah, you and me. Oh. You and I. You and I. So, hi, my name is Kelly, and this is Alex. He is my friend from England. If you notice the posh accent,
it's not posh. It's very common.
Very posh. So I found out today from him that English people, or British people, do not like when Americans do a fake British accent.
No, that's just me. I don't want to be tarred with like all British people because that's.
You literally sent me a link.
Yeah, but that was just me saying someone sent me a link and I was very unhappy about it. But it doesn't mean that.
No, it was very happy. Listen, I was like, hello, Alex, top of the morning to you. And he was like, ugh,
wouldn't you be annoyed if I started like, oh my God, I just started speaking to you like I was Donald Trump? It's like, don't be like started putting on like a really bad American accent. You'd be quite annoyed with it.
I would feel like you were trying to relate.
trying to culturally appropriate. That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh my gosh, whatever. Don't be racist.
Don't use the
R word. No R words. We're going to use a lot of R words tonight. But welcome to our show. It is called Human.
It is.
This show was actually
my idea.
You said it was Alex's idea. He wanted to talk about all things that make you human, right?
Yeah, and just random topics that genuinely might trigger human emotions. And then maybe talk about emotions and stuff.
Oh, it's going to be triggering tonight.
Well, hopefully not for me, because I'm not signed up to be triggered.
No, but for a lot of men, I usually...
the weaker sex.
It's not about sex. Kind of
I'm saying the men, the weaker sex. But yeah, that was just a joke.
See, you're already triggering now. Okay, so I wanted to. So there's two main topics I want to talk about. We could, the conversation can flow. We could talk about whatever. But two main topics I actually wanted to talk about. One, I'll kind of preface this with how I came up with it. I went on to the Great Men Society on
what?
Great Men Society. That's their Instagram page.
Great Men's Society.
Great Men Society. And they post.
Is it full of great men?
Yeah, society full of great men. So they.
But is it actually full of great men, or are they just entitled people that have called themselves a society of great men?
No, I don't know.
I wasn't invited.
It's probably their YouTube handle, and they feel like they're great because they have joined.
Makes sense.
But I don't know. Based on the comments that I received from my post, I wouldn't say they're all great men. But I don't know them personally, so I can't really speak on it. I will say this though. They posted something, and I'm going to play the clip for you. Okay. And a lot of men did not like my response. I'll read my response to you. But I will play the clip.
I will give you both barrels if I don't agree.
Okay, here's what I'll do. I'll play the clip. I'll let you respond, and then I'll tell you what my response was.
No, I want to hear your response before I respond.
Well, I don't want to sway you. You're easily swayed.
I'm not easily swayed.
I know. Okay. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's the clip that the men went crazy on me over.
And not gotten me? There has never been a single man that I have wanted that I have not gotten because men...
I didn't know what she looked like until I watched this video. I know who it is, though.
Play it from the beginning.
Men are the easiest thing in the entire world.
Is this the beginning?
If you are wondering how you and another woman got the same man, it is because men are the easiest thing in the entire world. I have never wanted a man and not gotten him. Do you have any idea how many men have wanted me and not gotten me? There has never been a single man that I have wanted that I have not gotten because men...
Yeah.
Cheap and easy. Okay.
Let me just check. This is Mia Khalifa, yeah?
Yes.
So is that as the same Mia Khalifa that used to be a porn star?
Yes, and that's actually what a lot of men were saying in the chat.
Not that means anything. That was obviously her way of business. Does that make sense? So, yeah, that's mad. I don't think men are easy. I think men will just go after most things that they find aesthetically pleasing. And then once they actually learn more about the aesthetically pleasing thing, they then may not want it anymore. Does that make sense? So I don't think men are easy. I just think they have lower morals than women.
I think men are like, oh, this is gonna sound so bad. I don't mean to say men are like dogs, but I think men are like dogs when they see a squirrel. Like it's a pretty thing. Oh, 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 like really quick, it just gets their attention. They look at it and they're in awed by it. For what? Because it's a beautiful outside being. Like, okay.
Ooh, this is
I'm gonna read you my comment and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, let's go
this?
for it.
This is what I said in response to that chat. And I want to tell you, there's like hundreds of comments.
I'm really going to upset you with a comment that I'm going to say that I wrote when I was about 19 or 20 years old. It's somewhere hidden in my Facebook archives.
And what makes you think I'll be upset by it?
Because, carry on. Okay, carry on.
So my response to her post was, she is not wrong. It's actually scary and sad how easy men are. I wish they were more respectful of themselves and guarded their bodies.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, maybe not put her around as much, but I guess, yeah, I think there's men out there that will just see it as sport. It sounds terrible, but yeah, not all men see it that way. Does that make sense? And
I did get some responses like that. They were like, "Oh, I'm sorry that you've experienced that. I'm sorry that so that's what you've seen." Like, not all men are like that. But my issue is this: as an attractive woman, I will say this. I will say that when I walk down the street, I could see a husband holding his wife's hand, and he'll catch me, and he will follow me until I leave his sight, and he'll even turn around while he's holding his wife's hand.
Yeah.
Or, based on my profession, I have patience. So sometimes I'll have a husband and wife sitting with me, and if the wife gets up to walk away, I'll have husbands, while their wife was just there, they leave the room, and the husband will be like, so would you like to go grab some coffee sometime? To me, I find that disgusting. So just because your wife is not around, you are allowed to entertain another beautiful female. It's like your moral code is completely gone.
Their moral code could be completely gone, but they could also be in an open relationship. And this is the 21st century.
All right.
People
so
understand that.
Let's say that's the case. Why not ask me in front of the wife if it's an open relationship?
Because if you're not interested, how embarrassing is that? Maybe it's all for the ego because he's worried that he will get knocked back in front of his wife and then he doesn't. What's the point? If he then has to go home and they say, okay, so I may have spoke to the you know what I mean? My are you an optician?
I am.
Okay, so I may have spoke to my optician today. I kind of asked her to go for coffee, and we're going to go for coffee. I'm going to use this as one of my, because I know of people that genuinely have open relationships.
Like they give each other a pass.
Yeah, and I don't think that's right. Does that make sense? It's not something. If you're in a relationship, you're in a relationship. Does that make sense? You work things out, or you're not in a relationship. And yeah. I do. It doesn't mean that I don't ever look around. I'm very guilty of that too. But I'm in a relationship with someone who also looks at these people with me and potentially goes, "Ooh, does that make sense?" It's just one of those things.
No, that makes sense, right? But I also believe it's about communication. So, sure, there are some women who will gaze with their husbands. There are some women who will be like, "Oh, she's pretty," and the husband will be like, "Yeah, she is attractive." I don't find a problem with that. It's the fact that a man could be powerful. He could be the top of his game business-wise. He could be someone everyone looks up to. He could be someone that's in charge and power. And all you have to do is send a pretty woman in, and he is broken down. And I don't like that. Yes, it's like your moral coding is just completely diminished. You could have a wife and kids and be happy with them, but you send a pretty woman in, all she has to do is be attractive and have a vagina, and then you lose your sense. To me, that is weak.
So my friend's ex-girlfriend came to live at my house for 2 weeks quite recently. She's a very pretty woman. She was in my house. I didn't try it on with her. Does that make sense? And it's not how it is. It's unfortunately those men are not powerful. They are weak men that don't have, as you say, good morals. I can understand that. I'm not saying all men, but yeah, it's a case of if you're with someone, you need to respect that person. It's a case of respecting other humans. I think that's what it literally comes down to. If you could just respect other humans, respect their wants, their needs, their beliefs, and so on and so forth, and be acceptant of them having theirs and you having yours, life is easier. And as you say, communication is hard, but communication is hard, and it's been sent down, and it's been made to be difficult. And it's sorry to say this, because of God. God actually made communication difficult on purpose. It says in Genesis. Ooh, I love throwing that stuff out there. Thanks to you, because you made me start reading the Bible and stuff. So
let's hear it.
I'm not sure which. It's when they start talking about the spire that they're going to build. They're going to build a spire to the heavens.
When they're building the tower, yeah.
And God decides to scatter them to the wind and change their language so that we cannot communicate.
He did that for a reason. Come on, Alex.
No, but it's a good reason. But that shows why communication between human beings is so difficult, because we all experience this world completely differently. No one experiences the same experience as you. You're experiencing this whole chat right now differently than I'm experiencing this whole chat.
Right.
And that's okay. And that's a really, really good thing. And when people start to realize, and this is something that only I'm now 35, and it's taken me all my life to realize that people don't think the same way as me.
No, when people don't. But I think that is the art of communication.
Yes.
People take the time to learn how to communicate properly with one another. And okay, this is their learning style. Let me make sure I communicate it to them in this way. It's like, this is how I think. This is what I want to say. And you need to get it. If you don't get it, then you don't care, or it doesn't matter. I don't think that that's right. I think, okay, they learn like this, so I'm going to try to make sure I say it in a way. My father used to always tell me proper communication is getting what's in my head out of my mouth to your ears, back into your head, so you understand what I am trying to say to you. That's proper communication. It's not saying one thing, they understood it a different way, and then you're both still upset and nobody understands anything. That's not proper communication. So it's a two-parter. It takes the person making sure they get what they're actually thinking out of their mouth. And it takes that other person trying to make sure they focus to understand what their person is trying to say. But people don't want to do that anymore. They just want to text you WYD.
What do you mean? Is that right? No, what did you say? WYD?
What
are you doing? Okay, I'm old.
Communication. What?
I'm going to tell you something that's quite funny. What would you say your first language is?
English.
No, it's not. It's body language. 70% of all language is body language.
Ooh, okay.
So a lot of people don't even bother to think of body language as an actual language, and body language is probably one of the biggest international languages in the world. If you're if something's good, if something's going really well, show me what you do.
Like, taste good?
Are you having a good time? How's your food? Your mouth is full? No, okay, for me it's like,
okay.
And that's an international. Most people understand the international side. Yeah, okay, that's for diving. So body language is there, and you can be having. Sorry, you could be talking.
No, you're right. Because I'll have patients come in sometimes who speak another language, and I cannot speak exactly, but I'll do a motion, and I'll be like, yeah, see, and I'm like, perfect.
But not only that, yes. If you were an optician, I'm sure potentially, well, you are, but as you're looking at that person, potentially, I don't know if you look at eyes as an optician, but you'll be able to see if the eyes focus in a certain way, depending on what lens is in front of the eye. So you can actually read the body's language to see if it's actually helping their eyes properly. I don't know, because there's obviously a set amount of dilation that is needed to read something at a certain, this is just me breaking stuff down in my own head. I don't know nothing about eyes.
I think this is above people's pay grade.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is, theoretically, that's another form of body language, dilation of pupils. Yeah, you can tell when people are lying from the dilation of the pupils. You can tell when people are lying from the heartbeat in their neck, the sweat that's on their hands. You can tell if someone's in a good mood or a bad mood just from the way they hold their body. And this is something that people like me pick up on heavily. I genuinely have, I believe, undiagnosed ADHD, and I pick up so much on people's body language that it's a thing. I always ask people if they're okay, and I really need to stop doing it. It's because I pick up on it without them even needing to verbally speak it.
But do you think sometimes maybe you may misinterpret?
Yes, definitely, because I'm probably not the best at reading body language.
So do you think communication would come into play in that case?
Yes, because at that point you do ask if they're okay. Yes, I'm okay, or no, I'm not, and then you then would have an actual communication. Yeah, I'm okay, but you just did something I didn't like. That explains why you look pissed off.
See. All right. So, question.
But yeah, wait, Mia Khalifa, yes, she sold
Yes.
her you know what for whatever amount of money. So theoretically, she says she's never met a man that can't have her, and she's never met a man she can't have. But deep down, if she'd met a decent, honest, married man, God-fearing married man, I highly doubt she'd be able to get him. And then also, any man that was willing to pay the money to sleep with her when she was a porn star will have been able to potentially create a porn movie with her. So that's hypothetical. I don't know if it's true, but theoretically, there are probably lots of men that she hasn't turned down that she wished she had.
Well, and also you're talking about what she did as a profession. So
this is correct, and I think that's fair. But do you think in that profession she slept with everyone that she slept with, she's wanted to sleep with?
Of course not. Of course not.
So she said she's never been with a man. Does that make there's never been a man that's wanted to have her that hasn't? I'm pretty sure there's been a few that have wanted to have her and have because they've had to work together.
Because they had to work with her and she may not have wanted it.
And that's genuinely just me responding. Like I've got nothing against her. Good for her. She's literally made something of herself, and that's good. Off her own back. Sorry.
Not over stop.
I had to put it in there. Because innuendo's great and a bit of anyway. So.
I'm not coming for her career.
No, me neither. Please don't. I don't want any Khalifa lovers to come.
No, it's like you're allowed to have your own opinion. I'm personally not attacking what she does. I'm more talking about the point that she made. And
she made a good point. Men can be easy, but
I don't believe she's wrong. I don't believe that point was wrong. It doesn't really matter how she got her men, but I think that as a young, beautiful woman, if she were to want a specific man outside of her profession, I don't think it would be difficult for her to attain it, because a man would see a beautiful woman, they'd see young, they would be like, okay.
If she slid into my DMs, I'd leave her unread.
No, you would not.
Honestly, hand on heart, I would leave her unread, print screen it, and put it up online, and I would never bother to respond to it. Because what have I got to gain from responding to Mia Khalifa? I'm in a relationship. I'm never gonna. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have nothing to gain from speaking to her.
I don't believe you.
Oh, you don't have to. Hopefully she DMs me, and I can go, hey, Mia, you never.
I'm not into your DMs, and she was like,
here's a nude. Do you want to do something?
Alex,
I wouldn't even look at it.
I saw your podcast, and you seem really interesting. I am in England, and I'd like to spend some time with you.
Let me run that past my girlfriend, and I'll get back to you. Let me run that past the boss, and I'll tell you what she says.
No disrespect. If that's how you would handle it, I respect that.
As I said, I wouldn't even get to that point because I'd just leave it unread.
But so I feel like, this is what bothers me. I feel like with most men, unless they're God-fearing, right? Or unless they answer to some type of higher power or have like a very high moral code or value system, I feel like given the right circumstance, knowing that they wouldn't get caught, I think most men would cheat. And I feel like that hurts me, because I feel like a man's power, and I think men look at it like it is power that they can get a woman, but I think it's more powerful for a man to say no. Like, how many men actually say no? Like, ew, get away from me, you nasty hoe. Like, they'll be like, are you trying to give it up?
I know quite a lot of men that say no, and I would happily introduce you to a few. One of my sister's best friends, honestly, a lovely lad. I'm not going to name him. I for years think they would make, and I have for years thought they'd make absolutely beautiful children together. Yeah, and I would happily give this man my blessing to marry my sister, because he's just a lovely man, but he's happy in a relationship, and they've never been interested in each other. I believe in that way. Only those two know the truth, and I'm not trying to make any trouble, because I don't think anything ever has happened there. But I know he's definitely turned down many a woman because he knows what he wants, and he was single for a long time. And I think he was just brought up with good morals. What I believe is, I don't believe it, but my mum used to say to me, if you give me a boy until he's 5, I will show you the man he will become. So it's all to do with potential upbringing. So if what you see for the first 5 years of your life, potentially, my mum always has believed, determines your future. So let me carry on. So theoretically, if you see things that you're not meant to see in the earlier years, you may not actually pick up on them and remember them, but subconsciously things are there. And that could be why I struggle with relationships, because my parents got divorced by the time I was 5. But I do have a very strong moral compass. I've never cheated. I would never cheat. It's just not something that's built or something that's inside me. I do have a prey drive. I do, for example, I love to flirt, and I will flirt until the day I die. Yeah. But I would, and some people think that's unfaithful, but I just think it's playful, just playfulness. Does that make sense? It's making someone else feel good about themselves.
Right.
That's how I look at it.
You know what my father told me?
What?
You told me what your mother told me. My father told me that men always think with the wrong head.
Oh, okay, that's true. But what? But. Oh dear.
My point is, I don't like that sex drives men. Sex controls men. To me, that makes them weak. I want a man of valor and honor to be like, a woman comes up to them, approach them, can be offering themselves like, no, thank you. I can, or make them feel bad. Like, I'm offended that you approached me with my wedding ring on. You know, it's more, guys are more like.
So what you're saying is we should bring about like chastity pants again, and get men to wear like chastity boxers and like lock it all up, and then in the evening you give it like, but then you know nothing's gonna.
I just want men to have self-control.
Sorry, hun, I can't do anything. My wife's locked it up. Nah.
So, no, I don't want to have to be a lock. I want it to be.
No, I know. You want to be a guy that is just he wants to do that. Yeah, I think that's everybody's dream.
So, my father, he was.
I never got to meet your dad, and I'm very sorry about that. I'm just going to throw that out there. Yeah, because you have got to meet my dad, and
I did.
And I think that was cool. Yeah, so
he's great. He was great.
Aid's a good guy, but you know, if you met my mum, she'd say the complete opposite. So, like, who do you believe?
Well, I'd love to
make your own opinions. You will get to meet my mum at some point.
She can come on the show if she wants, or I can meet her in person. It doesn't matter.
I hope she's watching. I did send her a link. I hope she's watching. Yeah, of course. Hey, mum and me. Mum knows everything about my life. I don't hide anything from my mum. Like, there is literally nothing. Like, mum. Are we allowed to like talk about rude? No, we'll do that another time. But yeah, anything. Mum, I've accidentally crashed my. I just tell my mum everything. I tell both my parents everything really, because I believe you shouldn't do something in life if you can't tell your parents.
Ooh, even as a grown up? A lot of
even as a grown up, because if you couldn't tell your parent as a grown up, then obviously you're still doing something wrong. Because if they're gonna be like, why are you doing? If they're gonna have an opinion, they won't have an opinion because you're a grown up. But if you can't tell them, then you've done something that you shouldn't be doing. Something it's just easy, because that's how a good way to live your life. That's why it says in the Bible, honor thy father and thy mother.
It does say that. Look at you reading the Bible, Alex. I'm so proud of you.
Woo. What does it all mean?
It means a lot.
It does. No, it means yeah, it's good. I enjoy it. It's something I listen to before I go to. I literally listen to it before I go to sleep, and then I'll restart it from the point I remember. But also, while I'm asleep, I've probably listened to the Bible like 4 times.
Listen to the Bible on audio, or do you?
On audio, I listen to a man read me the Bible. I love it. I love having him having someone.
No, man. Is it James Earl Jones? Somebody, Hopeful says the Bible says equals hearsay.
The Bible. That's okay. Correct. So
correct. You know
all
why?
I'm going to say is the Bible is stories written again.
Would hear God say it, and then they would write it down.
Okay.
That's facts.
I do think it's stories that have happened in the past, and I've told you about my flood idea, haven't I? But we won't talk about that today.
Your flood idea?
Well, so the biblical flood that obviously
Noah.
Yeah. How many animals did Moses take onto the ark?
It was 2 of every kind.
No, Moses didn't build an ark.
You so stupid.
Hey! No, how many? Sorry about that. But yeah,
no, you got me. I
know, because it was.
And I literally just said Noah.
But that's exactly it, and that's another thing of communication. I communicated that with such confidence and so quickly. You just didn't even register what was said.
I swore it was Noza. No, Noza.
Noza. He's
Noza.
Moses' Noah's love child.
Good.
Anyway, long story short, I do believe that the flood was caused because tree defoliation, like for what building and making and sustaining the lives of the people that lived in the Great Plain, they will have chopped down lots and lots of trees and stuff to build stuff, because they've now found like they found like structures that have been built out of wood over like 400,000 years ago or something stupid, and that predates when they believe human beings even existed. So long story short, I believe that the flood was caused by the lack of trees and that affecting potentially a water plane. Or it's just an idea, an hypothesis. Does that make sense? It's a theory.
Do you want to know what I believe?
Yes, that God got really upset with us and flooded the place.
No, he didn't get really upset. What actually happened, and if you read the book of Enoch, it's the book that was taken out of the Bible.
Why was it taken out of the Bible?
It goes into very, very serious detail about the Nephilim. So what happened was, demons actually came down to the earth, and we were having sex with humans.
But
and
they don't have penises.
They were creating a giant race.
Wait, do you mean demons or fallen angels?
Yeah, the same.
No, because angels don't have no equipment to do it.
Who told you that?
The Bible.
What part of the Bible says that?
Okay, maybe it wasn't the Bible. I watched an amazing. So sorry, I watched an amazing movie by Ben.
I love when people say the Bible said it. It's like where?
Well, sorry, it was shown to me in an amazing movie starring probably one of the best actors, God rest his soul, Alan Rickman, playing the voice of the Metatron. Have you ever watched the movie Dogma? With Ben Affleck. Oh my God, it's the best movie in the world. It literally pokes fun at the Catholic religion and they get away with it.
Send it to me. I'll check it out. I will check it out.
So it's Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. I don't know why I did it like that, but everyone seems to do it. Yeah, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. And it's got Alanis Morissette in it, Chris Rock, Salma Hayek. It's got just random. Oh, Sam, Bob, and Jay. Dogma, it's called. It's about dogmatic law.
It's called Dogma?
Yeah, because it's about dogmatic law. It's about Loki and Bartleby, maybe two fallen angels. One of them was the owner of a fiery sword. Anyway, long story short, they figure out a way to get back into heaven after being cast out, and in a way they would prove God wrong. So in turn, destroy all of existence. So what God does is he sends the Metatron to activate the voice to activate the last scion, which is obviously Jesus' final living daughter, who presides in America, and she works in an abortion clinic. So she's giving people abortions, and then obviously as she's coming out of the abortion clinic, gets attacked by some demons and gets saved by two guys who are apostles. It's great. It's such a good movie. Yeah, Salma Hayek plays a muse, and then
telling me that you're
Chris Rock is
your biblical beliefs on a comedy with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
You need to watch it. You need to watch it.
Angels
are not equipped. I'm sure of it. I hope so.
So they're like Barbie and Ken. There's nothing going on down there.
Yes, literally. As anatomically impaired as a
Ken doll. Just read the Bible. I don't.
No, I listened to it because I probably would get it wrong if I read it.
All right. Well, okay. We'll read it and then I'll watch Dogma and then we'll compare notes.
So we've got a massive issue.
What?
Can we cut to an interlude while I go for a wee?
Go ahead. I'll keep talking to everybody. You go.
Okay. How do I? Okay, I'll be 1 minute.
You have 60 seconds to take a wee. Now, while we are on this commercial break, I'd like to thank our sponsor, who is absolutely no one right now because we are not yet monetized. But thank you all for watching anyway. I will tell you a quick story about myself and my father. So the reason I'm so passionate about men having standards is because men are the leaders. And it's like they forget that. Like, we can do what I want to do because our penis says we can. And that really just pisses me off. I'm sorry. It does. Okay. Where is the self-control? Why is there a lack thereof? And why do people get mad when you tell them to have self-control? We're men. We're allowed to do what we want to do because we have penises and that makes us men. No, the term male and men is not interchangeable. I'll tell you this about my father. Quick story. My father was raised in New York, streets of New York, right? He was not a Christian. His parents were not Christians. But when he became a Christian, he got very, very serious about God. And to the point where he said he didn't want to do anything that displeased God, even if it was suppressing his male nature. So he committed to God that he would not have sex until he met his wife. He got saved at 22. He married my mom when he was 28. So you do the math on that. That's 6 years of celibacy. How many men are actually going to do that?
Did
How
he
many men-
masturbate though?
No, 6. He didn't want to do.
Honestly, you think he went your dad is a freaking saint.
He didn't want to
I
do-
can't go 6 days.
because it wasn't about him. It was about what pleased God. He didn't want to do anything that was going to pull him away from the presence of God. Nothing that pulled him from the presence. And to be able to say no to your male nature so you could please God, to me, that is a strong man versus men who be like, well, God knows I got a penis and he knows I got to use it. And he knows my heart. I feel like that is so weak.
Why
That
did
is
you put
weak
on a really southern accent when you're
I don't
portraying
know.
a
I
man?
don't know.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? This is something we need to address.
I don't know why I make men sound like that. I have no idea.
Bad. It's really,
I don't know. That
I put
hurts
on
my
a weird
ribs.
voice when I'm taking the pill out of people.
It just burns me. And it's like, I'm a man. You should just know I'm a man. It's like a pretty girl walks by and the woman knows it doesn't matter what he has going on. I'm going to get him because I have a vagina.
You have power between your legs.
But it's only power because men give it power. And then instead of saying no, thank you. No, thank you. They just be like, oh, you want to give it up? All right. Hi, I have a penis. You would like to meet your vagina. I'm sorry. I do the voice.
Yeah, you did the voice. As I've said before, penises are obsolete and have been since the invention of a rabbit.
Yeah.
So theoretically,
my take on it, but that just irks me. Like, we're men. And so does that mean no self-control?
I have not met a guy I've never met a guy that is like, we're men yet. So I look forward to coming over to America and meeting a few
You just have to
people.
come to America, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I've met a few Americans that like love to chant like USA, and then probably the type. Are you talking like Chad type guys, like Giga Chaz?
Chad, yeah, how many?
Yeah, Chad, I'm Chad.
Right. Well, you know what?
With the chiseled abs and the pecs and the muscle. Yeah. Not some simp like me, as I will probably be called after this. No, but I know I'm not. I don't care what people think. Yeah, I know I'm not. But people will happily.
Simp actually mean?
I have no idea. It just gets thrown around nowadays because we live in a world full of people that need to label things.
Okay, definition. Simp is slang for a person, typically a man, who is desperate for the attention and affection of a woman, of affection of someone else, typically a woman. So that sounds like what most men are because they can't control their winkies.
Okay, well, I don't need the attention of anybody. That's the truth.
Oh, that sounds sad.
Why does it sound sad? I have my companion. I have a dog that will literally. She's just awesome. She is always around and she just chills.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why on like dating websites do men always have pictures of them and their dog?
Because just to let the woman know that the dog is more important than them. She's already in my bed. She won't be leaving now. If you fucking piss me off or her off, you're gone. Stormy, come.
Oh,
look, she's good, Storm. She's asleep right now. So could you imagine doing this to your girlfriend? Storm, get up and come here. Come on. I know. Oh, you should see her face. I'm sorry, baby. Come and give me a kiss. Come on, give me a cuddle. Quick cuddles. I know. It's tiring. Come on, Daddy's being annoying. Quick, come on. Watch this. Come on. Oh, she's stretching. She's coming down. Come on. Come and say hello.
It's a real dog. I think you have an invisible dog.
Oh yeah. Come here. You want to
knocked out, Alex? So for all of you viewers, Alex is actually in England right now, and he is 5 hours ahead. So what time is it there? It's 8:49 here. What time is it there?
Good girl. You're a good girl. Right now it is 2 o'clock in the morning, nearly. Yeah, she's a good dog. Good girl. Go lie down. I'm sorry for getting you out of bed.
So you're saying a girlfriend would not It wouldn't.
She'd be well annoyed, wouldn't she? So you'd be happy if you fell and you're just lying there, and I mean curled up in a ball in the land of Nod, dreaming of your happy place, like eating some sushi or something. And next minute he comes in the bed, goes, "Hey, get up and come give me a hug and a kiss," in that southern accent that you like to do.
No, that is
like,
not the accent I do, sir.
You're not gonna be happy.
I would be like,
You know what time it is.
honey, oh, I'm so glad you're home. Is there anything else I could do
in the
for
house. They
you?
were just sat in the lounge watching some telly, and they decided because they were watching telly or because they were chatting to someone in America, and to show a point that dogs are.
Yeah, I probably would piss. I'd be pissed. Now, if he came home and he was
I'd
late,
be pissed too. I'd be pissed too.
If he came home and it was late and he was hungry, I would get up. I'd make him some food or warm up.
You wouldn't need to. He would have already gone through a drive-through, and he will sneak in the door and climb into bed without you even waking up because we were afraid of facing the wrath. But a woman comes home and she's like, "Oh my God, I've had the best night ever. Do you want some of my food?"
Do they really do that?
Yeah, it's quite a bit. They're just dead excited. Women are loud drunks, and I think men realize we are loud drunks until we get home, and then it's like, "Oh God, oh fuck."
You know what I think that they're sneaking in and they want to take a shower so they can wash off whatever woman they were sneaking.
Oh, I'm sorry you've experienced men that like to cheat, but
you said what?
I've experienced women that like to cheat because
First of all, I am not used to men who like to cheat, but I have seen
a man would walk through the door and like wash off this.
I've seen so many movies where the guy's like,
okay, so
like, I was old girls.
Sorry, I'll let you speak because I'm really bad at this.
I know. Didn't you just refer to Dogma about angels? So I can't talk about. Listen, art.
Whoa! Didn't you tell me off for basing my whole, angel anatomy off a movie, and now you're basing your whole males like they're gonna come home after cheating and washing the shower? Why am I doing all this with my hands?
I have no idea.
A pizza.
But I'll say this. I'll say that I've seen a lot of movies and art imitates life. So a lot of times when you're watching a movie, it's probably based on a true story that someone saw or experienced.
Yes.
Okay. So since we're talking about men, and I know you got to get off soon because you have to go to bed, I will go ahead
Don't
and
tell me what time I have to go to bed. You're not the boss of me.
All right, I won't boss you, but I will play this last one since we're talking about men.
Yeah.
And male nature.
Oh, is this the last one? Which one's this one? What's one? What did you...
Less than $300. So right now in China, due to one-child policy, there are 40 million Chinese men cannot find women to marry them. Sometimes in this rural villages, they are so poor, entire town of men buy one girl and then they rape them constantly until she dies, and they buy another girl and then do the same thing. That's how they treat you. We are not even human beings to them. They sold my mom for less than $100.
What? Processing.
Did they do it all at the same time, or is it like a row, like a train? Because I think it's disgusting either way. But my head, it's like, what the fuck are men buying a one woman and then killing? Why are we selling humans? I guess we all know about the one child policy. That's just
have you never seen like Memoirs of a Geisha? They literally will sell them for like pennies to like survive. They'll sell their kids.
Wait, you can sell children?
You already know you can sell children.
I didn't know this. Honestly, that's actually really shocking. Absolutely, it's haunting.
So because men can't find wives because of the one-child policy, in which my father told me that this was going to happen decades ago. I remember when there was the one-child policy, and because a lot of parents wanted a boy, they were like getting rid of babies. So there was like Chinese babies that you could adopt. They were like pits of babies that they were just getting rid of because they could only have one kid until they got their boy. So they were just throwing away the girls. And my dad said to us back then, he's like, they're going to have a problem decades later when these men need wives. And now, what are they doing? They're buying women to R them. We have to say great. We can't say the R word.
Oh, did I say it? My bad.
Yeah, they're buying women. So, and in that case, so you have a village full of men, and because they're not taking the woman to have a baby or anything, they don't want to reproduce. They just want to get their rocks off. So they're buying a woman to sleep with her, and everybody's going at her, and no man is standing up and saying this is not okay. No one in the village is like, nope, my turn, my turn, my turn.
We don't know. We don't obviously know the origin of the video. I'm not trying to defend anyone, obviously, but yeah, if everything checks out and that's legit, it's just not right. But how can another human being do that to another human being? That's what I literally put it down to. Like we are human, and then when they finally, if they ever do meet their wife and they do have children and they have their own daughter, what's it?
Because they're thinking about the wrong head.
Oh, they're not.
They're not? Okay. Let's just say you were in that village. You were in the village and you saw them go one after the other girl. Are you going to be like, this is not okay, I'm not participating? Are you going to be like...
Well, yeah, because I'd have a girlfriend and I'd be like, hey, guys, this is not on. And I'm getting
your girlfriend.
Hey, but you guys, oh, trust me, there
They
wouldn't
would
be a
take
village
your
left.
girlfriend.
There would not be a village left, and I'd be going to hell for mass murder. And you shake your head. You shake your head, but within most people, there is, I believe, the ability to commit monstrous things with the right motivation.
Obviously, this was monstrous.
Yes. And that's not even the right motivation. So yeah, if somebody potentially harmed or hurt someone that I cared or loved, yes, I genuinely, yeah.
Sorry, it really burns me to even think about that. Who makes the purchase? Who brings the girl in? Who they were like, oh, let
maybe there's an auction. Maybe we should investigate. Maybe we should try and raise some money.
I couldn't go there. I'd be dead.
No, you wouldn't.
I'm a woman. They literally
I'd be dead. I'm a woman.
They literally said they
would dress you as a man,
and you'd be fine. And grape them until they die. So you don't think a woman can just traipse into the village and be like, "Hi, I just came to do some research. I'm here."
No, not that village. We'd obviously go to the main city where the auctions happen, because obviously you could be a purchaser for villages.
I could be purchased.
No.
Now I know why they say it's not safe for women to travel, because to a lot of men, they're just property. And in a lot of countries, they are still.
But that's also still taught in religious script.
Do you think that is?
But not for all religions, but some religions. Pardon, sorry.
You think that is religious that they're all sleeping with one girl?
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in certain.
You know what? Let's just hear.
Then they sold me separate.
Why are you putting it on again?
Because it was.
Then they buy another girl and then do the same thing. That's how they treat you. We are not even human beings to them. They sold my mom for less than $100, and then they sold me separately because I was a virgin.
I like that.
So they sold me less than $300. So right now in China, due to one-child policy, there are 40 million Chinese men cannot find women to marry them. Sometimes in this rural villages, they are so poor, entire town of men buy one girl and then they rape them constantly until she dies, and they buy another girl and then do the same thing. That's how they treat you.
Why do you want to put yourself through that again?
Because it needed to be heard. That's insane.
I heard it. I heard it loud and clear.
I had a friend who actually, it's terrible. She actually had to be smuggled out of her country because her father.
I think I may have met her on one of your chat shows.
No, you never met her.
Okay, definitely not them. That's fine. Sorry.
She had to be smuggled out of her country because her father was a part. I think he was like the sheriff in their town, but she was like one of I think 4 or 5 children, but he didn't really care for her, or maybe she was not attracted. There was something about her that he didn't really like. So he kept her in the basement and would have men come in and pay him to sleep with her since she was 5. I met her when she was 24. That was happening her whole life. She didn't even know that there was anything different. And do you see why I say men need to have self-control?
No, I just think we need tougher punishments for people that do things that they shouldn't be doing.
He was he was like the sheriff. He was the law in that town. So she couldn't even go to the police. They had to smuggle her out. This is
maybe not in that town, but then that should have been investigated by another police force. The people should have been brought to justice, and this is the world we live in. And if genuinely, how?
Think about it. You are a young girl, and this is your dad, and he is the law. What do you do?
So you bring them to justice once you've managed to escape the situation.
She was damaged. She was ruined. She was
mentally lots of things mentally ruined and damaged people. She shouldn't have had to go through anything that she's been through. Don't condone it at all, but still needs to be taken. It still needs to be dealt with, because if it was happening to her, how many other people was he allowing it to happen to? How many other people was he doing it to? So theoretically, it does need to be brought to justice. It needs to come to light.
You know where this happened?
Probably somewhere in
Canada.
In what?
Canada.
Yeah. Canada's not the best of places at the moment. They've got a lot going on up there that I genuinely don't agree with, but there's loads of stuff that is good. So life is not good everywhere. There's bad and good people everywhere, and people move to like nice neighborhoods, but you're not in a nice neighborhood because it's a nice neighborhood. You just think it's a nice neighborhood because it costs more money. The people next door to you might be anything. You don't.
Oh my God, there was a movie like that with Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, do you know what's really funny? I used to get him as someone that I kind of looked a little bit like when I was.
You kind of have Shia LaBeouf vibes. I can see.
And then also
Disturbia. It was called Disturbia.
Yes, I know the film. What's really funny is before I met you, when I was in Florida and Disney, I also got one of the Jonas Brothers, but I didn't even know who they were at the time.
Which one?
Nick Jonas from like here.
Nick?
Yeah, no, I was like, thank you very much, but no, I'm not Nick Jonas. I don't have an American accent. You have a great day now. Bye.
Nick is the cutest one, I would say.
Is he? I wouldn't.
Yeah, he's the one that's married to Priyanka Chopra, right?
I wouldn't know either. Don't really follow like these peoples.
Who do you follow then?
James Hype.
Is he American?
No, he's English actually. He's a DJ.
Is he one of your friends?
I like that. Yes, he is. Well, he's someone. Yeah, someone I've known a long time. Very successful man. I like that guy.
Yeah,
he's funny.
I see the Nick. I see the Nick in you. The Nick in you.
I see the Nick in you. Okay. But yeah, what else? Who else do I like? I like Ryan Reynolds. I think he's
Ryan Reynolds is cool. He seems like a genuinely awesome person, like even in real life.
I actually, funny story, I left a pair of shoes at Wrexham FC and I never got them back.
At where?
Wrexham FC, the football club he owns.
Oh, okay. If you call him, he'll probably just ship them right to you. He's so nice.
Maybe I'll have to message him, because then they messaged me saying you may have left a pair of shoes. I then messaged back to inquire about them, and then I never heard anything back. Maybe I'll just drive up and ask for my shoes.
Just go get your shoes.
Hello.
Hello.
I left a pair of size 7s. Don't really want to admit to that, but yeah.
Wait, are the sizes different in England?
No, I literally have size 7 feet.
What?
Like little feet.
Oh, those are tiny.
So,
you know what they say?
Little socks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. So you like Ryan Reynolds? Got it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I loved Robin Williams while he was alive, but unfortunately, I still love him now. But he's not here, so I'm never going to get to meet him.
Now, how do you think Will Smith did in the role of the genie? Because those were big shoes to fill. What is wrong with you? Why are you just staring?
I don't want to comment on this.
Oh my God, is that bad?
One of my favorite actors playing one of my other favorite actors' role, and I don't think he did a very good job at it.
What?
He did his best, but you just never. Why would you even take that on? I would have gone no, sorry.
That's what he was afraid of. He said, he's such a.
He did a good enough job, but I just don't think the movie was that good. Does that make sense? I don't think it was him. He was one of maybe the saving graces of Aladdin in my eyes.
Oh,
the actual Aladdin's, or the actual movie is phenomenal. I love it. One of my favorite Disney movies. But I think not my favorite, but one of my favorite would either be Hercules or Sword in the Stone.
Hercules is good. I'm not gonna lie. All
Yeah.
the music and
It is great. It's Hercules is one.
gladiator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, my favorite song is what's the girl's name? When he was
The
song
Meg song. Yeah.
Meg song. That was my favorite.
No, mine is I Can Go the Distance.
Of course it is. I could
Of course.
hero.
I'm not a hero at all. I'm just a normal person that wants to find where he belongs.
Oh, I think that's a song too.
No, that is the song. I Can Go the Distance.
I know. That's one of the songs.
It's the exact. It's just one of the lyrics. I can go the distance. I don't care how far. I know I can be strong. I know every mile will be worth my while. I love it. I will go most anywhere too far. Yeah, that's great.
Okay, Alex.
No, I'm a massive Disney nut. It's just one of those things. That,
I know. I think that's where I met you, right?
Yeah, you met me. You met me in Hollywood Studios in the queue for the Toy Story ride, just around the corner from that other ride that used to be like a backlot tour where the guy would like jump on your car and stuff and tell you stuff like, "Oh my God, they're shooting me!" and then he'd jump off again and run away and stuff, and then he'd pop in and yeah, it's like a backlot.
Maybe
tour.
I didn't ride that ride.
You didn't like that ride?
Maybe I didn't ride it.
Man.
So
I've been going to Disney since I was a kid. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
like 30 years of Disney for me, it's something that's just ingrained. I'm lucky that I've never been like kidnapped and disappeared and sold off. I've been quite lucky.
Really glad about that. That can happen at Disney.
Oh yeah.
I actually didn't go to Disney until I was a grown-up.
Ooh.
But
See,
once
I
moved,
can
oh
understand
my
that
God.
because I guess your dad wouldn't want to take you to the Magic Kingdom.
Why?
Magic?
No, not magic.
Well, you're against witchcraft and wizardry, so therefore I genuinely and you are probably one of the only people that I've met that have never read or seen the Harry Potter movies.
I have not.
Because you're a freak.
I'm a freak because I've never seen Harry Potter.
They're like the best books and movies ever. You should watch them if you can. If you can bring yourself to just enjoy them for what they are, you will thank me later.
I'll keep that in mind for when I never watch them. But thank you for the offer.
But why the author shares some of your views?
I don't need to open those spiritual doors. I know everybody else likes to play games and dabble. I'm
What
good
games?
on that. I'm good. I'm not good. I'm good. So, so I do like to always start the show with the icebreaker. We kind of just jump right into the topic. Would you like to end the show with an icebreaker?
Not really, no.
You don't?
What for? People can tune in next week and find out more about me. I don't need to tell them anything. They'll have to work for it.
Okay, fine. So not ending the show with the icebreaker.
But what's the point?
It's fun.
How much does a polar bear weigh?
2 tons.
Enough to break the ice. There we go.
You're so stupid. That was better than the joke you told the other day. And you know my joke, right? What do you call a alligator wearing a vest?
Mm-hmm.
To you.
I know. I know. I just like to hear you say it.
An investigator.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing the jokes we tell each other to pass the time.
I know.
But yeah, was that it? Was that everything you actually wanted to talk about?
So those are the 2
clips. I'm still hung up on Mia Khalifa.
Why?
I just why? Because it blows my brain. It really does blow my brain.
Why does it blow your brain?
Because the only people, because she's judging or basing a lot of her views and beliefs, I reckon, on not the best part of a community. It'd be like going on to OnlyFans and not watching the top. You know what I mean? I'm just going to watch like the bottom 100%, just the really bad people that, you know what I mean? Like it's these aren't the best. Does that make sense? These aren't the best men. Do you think Ryan Reynolds cheats on his missus? No, I don't think he does. Do you know what I mean? Like, and oh, you pull that face. Come on, that man is a saint. How dare you say that about Ryan? How dare you even insinuate that about a man? No, I'm joking.
I think that a man like Ryan Reynolds is a highly coveted man. And I
only sleeps with one woman because
I don't think that he doesn't get off. I think that whenever he walks down the street, when people notice him, women are probably trying to sleep with him. And I know it's very difficult for men to say no because they think with the wrong head.
I don't think he does, because he wouldn't be as successful as he is if he was thinking with the wrong head.
I think men of a certain status, it's like their wife is like, it's just understood.
What?
Yeah.
Just be single then. Why do you need a wife? Just be single.
Because I think men, okay, so when I think men think of sex, I think they think of it as something they just have to get over with. Like, oh no. I've gotta take a dump. So I just went to the toilet and pooped. It's like, I'm hard. I gotta get my rocks off. So I just did it. I don't love her. I don't have an emotion for her. Oh, sorry. Let me do it in my Chad voice. It's like,
I just don't think you need a voice. Do it in your voice, yeah? And let's hear your opinion in your voice.
I think that men it's just something they do, and they don't get emotional about it. It's just
so I'm gonna say this. It takes two to tango.
And I agree with
So
that.
I couldn't cheat unless someone was willing to cheat.
I have said that on other shows. I said if women say no, men would have no one to cheat with. However, a lot of times men do lie about being in a relationship or being married. There's a lot of people who are on social media.
So do women.
Well, I don't date women, so I can't really speak on that. And the people I hang out with aren't like that.
I honestly find women and have found women to be worse than men once they get a few drinks inside them.
How so? Tell me, because I don't date women.
I used to be a cocktail. I used to be a cocktail waiter by trade, and I used to do cocktail master classes for fun. And the men were easier to do the cocktail master classes for than the women. But I guess that's because the men weren't trying to sleep with me, and maybe the women were. But they would be more unruly, and they would want to rob more things and take more alcohol and have more than what they were meant to have, and constantly just pressure, wouldn't take no for an answer. And women experience probably the same from men. I don't think, and this is what I boil it all down to, I don't think men are easy or women are easy. I think certain individuals, I think certain human beings without morals, certain animals, because we're all animals really, certain human beings just don't see it that way. I can understand it because I can see a disconnect between physical and physical attraction and mental attraction. Does that make sense? So how you can be mentally attracted to someone and you can love that person, everything they are and everything that person is, or you can love or you can like or have lustful feelings towards something that you just see on the surface. Does that make sense? So, and I believe men disconnect those things, and I think that could be why. I don't know. And you've frozen. We've got issues. I wonder if we're still live. And then it was just me and thee. So guys, it's been an absolutely amazing show. I was Alex, Shaina's gone, and yeah, thank you very much. I guess I'll just keep talking and rabbiting on until she ends it or comes back. This is weird. Sorry, I'm just checking that nothing's actually happened to Shaina. Hello. Just give her a quick text, checking she's alive. Oh, she is responding. She's asked if I want to build a snowman. I said no. Okay, so guys, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm really sorry that we're both not here to say bye, and we'll probably see you next week, hopefully. Well, thank you for tuning in. I was Alex. The lovely Shaina is gone, and this was Human.